Just wanted to share where I'm at the moment. So I was originally looking at getting an Amex, Platinum Amex, to do my credit line of credit essentially. But I was talking to Shane and my old business partner, and he raised a point about how stressful the Amex can be about trying to, turn things around basically within 30 days of making the purchase. It just puts a lot of pressure on that, and it might not always be a useful pressure. And he suggested maybe to look at considering getting a loan, and I think previously I've held back on getting loans because of risk, obviously, of taking a loan and spending the money on something that doesn't succeed, and I've spent money that I didn't have, and also the interest rates. But if I look at what I'm able to do with the money, and if they're able to bring, basically I'd have to bootstrap the business for another 6 months, at least, before I can start putting money into advertising, split testing my products and courses and running campaigns in Facebook and Google and such. Bringing that forward and that learning and maybe looking at even being able to get someone like a virtual assistant on to help generate more leads, generate more business, and just sort of fast track the whole process. And I've applied for a loan and have been approved for a loan, which is awesome. And just starting with 25 grand and going to hire a VA to help me. I've got to line out exactly what I want the VA to do. I want them to help generate leads, essentially, between generating leads and working on social media and just some of the content creation for my course as well. So just some of the time-consuming aspects of building Sales Launch out. I'm super excited. Having the mental clarity of not having to worry about, because I've been really quite tight on money the last few months since I moved away from solar. What I probably would have been a good idea to have done is push harder on solar for one last push, and then get that money and then use that money to invest in the business. But I was just so done with just being the solar only salesperson. It was taking me so much energy, and I'd push and then I'd burn out, and then I'd try push again, but I'd buy leads and not work them properly, so I was pretty much at the end of that. I wasn't able to push. So ideally, that would have been the way to go. But so I'm going to be cautious with the money. I have noticed that since the approval, the notice of the approval came through, I haven't been paid the money yet, but I noticed that just mentally I've started allocating money towards different things in my mind. And so basically I'm going to try and itemize my spending and put it in the highest value things. And like I said, generating new business. So the focus needs to be on that for me. The course creation stuff, that is going to be useful because I need to do that for the project for Solar Boost. So that's the project that I landed with this other solar company, building a sales team for them. I want to create a sales training program and what I've called solar sales almanac. So it's just a how-to guide and all the FAQs around solar sales people and what they get, and it's just templates and just putting together a complete training guide, including videos and scripts and how to use the systems and everything, a complete training process package for what I'm doing. And then also building out the Zoho. So having Zoho, a build, basically like a template build that we can roll out very fast to new businesses that we bring on, and just follow the same recipe for that blueprint. Working with the development team on that, I have had some concerns with the development team I have to follow them up quite a lot. And originally I was looking at going 50-50 with the development team, but the amount of effort and management that is required, now that the money is coming through, I am potentially considering having them build what I need for me and paying them their normal rate for that, and not tying them in to the back end, and just paying them hourly as per needed. So if service inquiries come up or stuff like that, then I can just they can just bill me for their time. I think that's probably the better way to go, because if I tie them into 50% of something that they build, and then I'm going out actively selling and managing and doing all the follow-up and all the customer service and everything for it, and then having to follow these guys up, it's very much not what I had in mind. And I have worked with these guys in the past, so I'm going to have to set something up. I'm not going to do anything with that until the money comes through. But once that money comes through, I think that's probably a portion of the budget is going to go towards building that. And then, yeah, so I'm basically stuck at the moment. One of the reasons I wanted to talk about this is I'm stuck in right now. Do I put my immediate energy into developing my offer and developing that product that I can go to market with and start testing and trying to generate revenue from that by split testing different areas? Or do I put my effort into building this product because I already I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't build it if I didn't already have a client that had signed up to it. Although really he hasn't paid me yet. So he said that he's going to start the project in January. He's going to pay me mid-January, and we'll start doing it from then. And that was kind of when I was thinking that I'd start building it, because once I had the money in the hand, I could build it. This is why I wanted to make this podcast, because I am coming full circle here. I think I've answered myself. I think it's important to focus on bringing in new business and worrying about what product I need to build after that. So I've been reading 4 Hour Workweek, which is an awesome business, which is an awesome book, and it's kind of right in line with what I'm looking at doing now, and creating an online product that I can get tied into the. Sorry, I was trying to open that window because there's background noise, echo in this room. Looking at. Man, I think I'm going to have to get someone to go through my podcast and edit some of this shit out. Looking at, just contemplating whether I'd put my energy into building the product and putting the effort, because I've already got someone who's accepted, who's said that they're going to move ahead. What I need to do as well is I need to get contracts in place with people so that I got commitments, and then I can start, doing things in spending time and allocating resources towards things once I know that they're confirmed commitments and contracts. So that's probably another really good thing to get built and immediately is getting legal contracts done up for my product. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I will focus on developing my offer, and once I've created that offer, which should only take me a day, start split testing it to see if the offer has an audience. And so having not built it, you've just got to direct people. You can't take payments on it. I believe that's legality wise. You can't charge something for something that you don't actually have. It's like charging people for shirts and you don't have I don't know. After reading 4 Hour Workweek, I was looking into it. I haven't actually looked into it. But basically, there's legalities around running a advertising campaign for something that you don't actually have, essentially. So it would be split testing it, taking people to we're sold out of this course at the moment. Put your details in, we'll let you know when it becomes available. And so basically, that's like instead of the payment page. So I know that we'll give the price, we'll get, have the video sales letter, have the content, the course, advertise all the components of it, get people to then go click pay now, and it will take them to a pay now screen, which you would accept. People would start putting their credit card details in, and instead of doing that, we'll just say, hey, the course is full, sorry, you can be put on, please send your email here to be put on a wait list, and we'll email you as soon as more course openings come up. And that way I can consider every one of those email addresses as an accepted purchase to see if there's proof in the pudding for the product that I'm creating. And that way I can test whether it's the solar sales almanac. So I could create the course for solar salespeople, and I could sell that for X amount of money as my product. Or I could create a build your solar business product, and so I can give people a walkthrough process of how to build a successful solar business in general from start to scratch, based on having done it for a couple of companies, for example, and take them through that whole process and see if people engage in that before I go and build all the back end. Because what I wouldn't want to do, and what I know a lot, like companies like tech companies and software companies and stuff, we could spend all this time, effort, and resources building these products, which then they go to sell, they don't have a market for. So I really like the idea of testing the market and looking into the AdWords around the products and who I'm competing with, and what they're spending on campaigns, and what their search volumes and audiences, and where they're advertising, and for things like that, historical data and historical and current data on similar products to see if there is actually a market and what price point, and all these things. I think it's a very clever idea to do, and it only takes a couple of weeks and not too much money. Maybe I can spend like $500 to $1,000 split testing different things, and if I start getting traction, people are booking through, then I can tweak headings. I don't know if you've ever looked into ClickFunnels and Russell Brunson about split testing, or any SEO campaigns, or not SEO, AdWords campaigns, or social media. It's all about tweaking as you're getting analytics back on the response. You can't just run an ad and expect it to work, and then if it doesn't work, you're like, there's something wrong with the market. You have to keep making changes to see where and why it's not working, where people are falling off. So I think it's very clever to test the audience and test your product without spending all the effort on building it. And once you know that there's people that want it, then you can go and build it. So I think maybe what I'll do is I'll work on the offer. I will get a legal contract done up, and I'll probably get this owner of Solar Boost, to sign it. That way I can start actually working on the products for him. And then since I'm already going to have to build those products, then I can actually start marketing the products. But if I'm going to have to build the products for this anyway, then I know, because I've already got a sale for that, I literally have to build a product to roll out this business, and then I can just play with the marketing from there. Well, that was more about me than anyone else listening. I just wanted to share where I'm at. Really, really intriguing to see how my mind has changed, and really be present and aware of my thoughts as I know money's coming in. Like, for example, one of the fucking thoughts that came through was, I could buy a track bike, a motorbike. And then, I was like, fuck. It was a thought, and I wasn't going to act on it, but it was very interesting. What is nice, though, is the freedom of being able to think about the business a little bit differently and work on stuff that I thought I was going to have to wait a long time to work on, and get someone on board that can help me propel some of the other things, some of the other areas where I might be able to build up value for my brand and improve the presentation. Even something as simple as like getting virtual offices and stuff, like the $30 a month. I was like, I don't need to spend that right now. And I was just like, okay, I can do just like these little stuff that's going to help build up the brand presence and make it easier to promote as well. Without, that's where I'm going to go through and itemize my spendings and see if what I'm spending money on is actually necessary or not. Can I keep trying to do the 80-20 rule? So that's probably the biggest take home from the 4-hour work week for me, was the 80-20 rule. And looking at how many different ways it applied to, staff and products and customers and what you're doing with your time. It's funny that, 20% of the work you do probably produces 80% of the income. And 20% of the pain in the ass customers probably produce 80% of the fucking effort. and